absolutely do think that there is beef between Sydney and Melbourne. A lot of the times, though, I think it is one-sided.
Sydney versus Melbourne is one of Australia's most iconic beefs. But did you know that the Sydney versus Melbourne feud is over 150 years old? So Sydney was established in 1788 as the first British colony in Australia. And then in the 1850s, Melbourne experienced a dramatic transformation during the Victorian gold rush, and it quickly became one of the richest and fastest growing cities in the world. Then the late 19th century rolls around, and both cities are these powerful economic and cultural centres, and this is where the rivalry for influence and identity started. When Australia became a federation in 1901, there was a major question that immediately caused tension, being who should be the capital. Sydney said, well, we're the older city, so we should be the capital. And then Melbourne said, well, we're the wealthiest, plus Parliament is already sitting in Melbourne, so obviously it should be us. But the fighting between the cities didn't quite go how either of them wanted, and that's how we got Canberra. When Parliament later moved from Melbourne to Canberra, Melbourne lost its national spotlight, and then Sydney saw an opportunity to reclaim cultural and economic dominance. In the early 20th century, Sydney's population and economy began to outpace Melbourne's. It became Australia's main financial and shipping hub, while Melbourne's influence remained more industrial and cultural, and it's this economic shift that deepened the rivalry between the two cities. See, Melbourne saw itself as more refined and intellectual, while Sydney was booming, brash and commercial, and this is what still lingers today. We saw it when Sydney was hosting big public spectacles, think the Harbour Bridge, the Opera House, the 2000 Olympics, while Melbourne invested in arts, literature and especially sport, building its identity as a cultural capital. Fast forward to 2025 and it feels like this feud endures because both cities kind of relish in it. It's become part of their DNA. It's friendly but fiery, and it gives each a sense of identity. Sydney is bold and fast moving, while Melbourne is stylish and self-assured.
I don't think the fight is equally weighted. Maybe at one time it was, but I think that like Melbourne has really like made it part of its personality, which I don't hate. I don't know, it's like a petty beef, and sometimes those are fun, you know? I don't think it'll ever be resolved. I hope that Sydney takes the torch and like gets really into it, and like we flip back and forth forever till the end of time, you know? Bonding is so important like that.